shit, yeah. Okay. Okay. Get back into the game. Get back into the game, Joe. We don't want to get immediately murdered upon loading the game. I really did leave myself in a fucking tricky situation here, didn't I? We'll do better. We'll do better. Don't you worry. We got this under wraps. Welcome back to Pathologic. There's a man with a knife trying to murder me. So it's Pathologic. That's sort of the main recurring theme I find of Pathologic, is that someone somewhere is trying to make you die. Sometimes it's just like life itself is the culprit in that situation, honestly. There we go, beautiful. It's nice having an actual sharp knife as well. The damage does deteriorate a fair bit. A fair whack. Probably looted those bins already, but nice to be sure, isn't it? Okay. What are we actually doing? Were we just killing knife dudes and wandering about? I think that was about it, right? That was about the main agenda at the moment. I don't think we've got a current quest. We don't have a current goal in life, so I think just staying on top of the whole knife crime situation, filling up our pockets with cash and tradables, and just being a general wholesome individual who helps his community by gutting random men in the street like fish. That's what we stand for around here. Rampant murder. That's the important thing. It's the time was about 3:30 in the morning, I believe, when I loaded. So I'm hoping... Where's she running from? I'm hoping we're going to get some cool new shit to do at around 6ish, 7ish, somewhere like that. So it shouldn't take too long. We can just sort of murder a bit of time in the meantime. Yeah, I'll take that, honestly. I'll take that. Better than nothing, like, innit? And water still doesn't seem especially rare or anything, so we'll just keep stocking up on medical supplies. They're always useful. Ooh, he's throwing gold rings away. Who's decided that gold rings are not worth carrying around? They're just weighing your fingers down too much, you know. Hello. I found out what that woman was running from. It took me a while, but I found it. There was a little crime going on just outside of my line of sight, it seems. Yeah, tough luck. There was a pillar in the way. What are you gonna do about that? With your big cheesy little grin on your face. Like, at least he enjoys his work, you know. At least he goes out doing what he loves. Ooh, very nice. Let's loot the bins around here. We've not done this in a while. There's quite a few of them around the theatre. Theatre goers notoriously like to bring water in to watch the events of the day unfold in dramatic fashion. These theatre goers, however, are a little bit stingy, turns out. These theatre goers, I don't know. Obviously they're not buying the concessions at the theatre because they'll just be massively overpriced. I mean, they've probably already paid like $200 or whatever for their Hamilton ticket, so you know, you don't want to have to put another $10 on top of that for a Diet Coke, you know. So understandable, but I don't know. They're low key. They've got to be smuggling stuff in, right? They've got to have a drink on them for the duration of the performance. So you'd think they'll be discarding the empty packaging from that, but maybe not. Maybe they're super eco-friendly around here. They recycle all their stuff. Reuse, recycle, you know. Nothing gets thrown away. They just hold on to it for arts and crafts projects or whatever. Some Blue Peter. I know. Did I really just reference Blue Peter in 2023? That's what year it is. Is Blue Peter still a thing? This is like the most British reference I could ever make, by the way. So apologies to anyone who has stumbled upon my incredible content and isn't familiar with being British in the 90s. I think it is still going. It might be anyway. It's just like a show for kids where they like do arts and crafts and like do like, I guess, low-key news reporting. I guess like they do like mini sort of child-friendly documentaries on things, I guess is a good way of putting it. I don't know. It was a big thing in the 80s and 90s, and I think it's still going. I don't know though. I have to admit I haven't watched kids TV in a very long time. Last time I watched kids TV was when my cousin's kids were young, who are now like 17 and 20 or something. But when they were kids, like in like the early 2000s, I ended up watching a fair bit of kids TV around that time. So I'm familiar with like the Tweenies and In the Night Garden and shit like that. But anything more recent than that, Peppa Pig. I know what Peppa Pig is. I think it's kind of hard to not know what Peppa Pig is. But yeah, once you get beyond that sort of era, completely lost on me. It's a shame because from what I understand, there is some really cool kid shows on these days. It's had a bit of a resurgence, kids TV, from what I understand. Or maybe it's not necessarily like it shows I've heard of, like Owl House is one. I understand Steven Universe is meant to be quite good. What was that other one? Over the Garden Wall. I don't know if they're necessarily kids TV or just like, you know, family-friendly entertainment rather than stuff that's specifically aimed at kids. But I understand that there is some stuff that's meant to be pretty good around now. But I think there was a while when Western animation at least was pretty dog shit. It was in a pretty poor state of affairs. But yeah, I'm an animation fan. I don't watch enough of it, honestly. I had a bit of a splurge on that sort of thing a couple years back when Netflix had quite a few animated shows coming up. Watch BoJack, obviously, which is very, very good. If you've not seen BoJack Horseman, I highly recommend you get around to that because it is genuinely one of the best TV shows of all time. Final Space was good. What was that one about conspiracy theorists and shit? What was it called? Jesus Christ. Mine's gone blank. It was like, the concept was that it was like a government department where they're essentially the Illuminati and they like have to like conceal stuff from people. Fuck, I can't remember what it was called. I keep wanting to say like Inner Space or something, but that's not what it's called. that's a video game, I think, Inner Space. I don't know, mine's gone blank, but yeah, there's some good stuff. I tried watching Tuca and Birdie as well, but couldn't get into that. I don't know, I think it was just too aggressively American for me. The characters were just a bit too much, I think, which is an odd thing to say for animated shows, because I mean that's usually the point. But yeah, couldn't really get on with that. So yeah, there's been some good. I hesitate to say adult entertainment because that makes it sound like porn, but you know, shows definitely not targeted at kids. There's been some good stuff like that, but I've not watched so much family-friendly entertainment for a while. Might have to get on that at some point. I know there was a new show, a new series of Animaniacs, which is a show I absolutely adored as a kid. So I think at the very least I want to get around to watching that. And I think Samurai Jack made a comeback as well, which was also cool. I don't know, man. There's too much stuff. There's too much stuff in the world. You know what I mean? We're kind of overwhelmed by the sheer amount of entertainment options available to us. And as an epic gamer, and as someone who also enjoys reading and enjoys keeping up with what's going on in the music world and stuff, like there's not enough free time to keep up with everything, you know. So I think my TV watching is the thing that suffers the most. I don't necessarily always know exactly what's going on in the world of television and film media. But there's plenty of stuff I definitely want to get around to taking a look-see at some point. It's a bank holiday weekend this weekend, so maybe I'll take the opportunity to watch something. Don't know what yet. I'll watch something though. You got my word on that. I will watch a thing. I set myself some lofty goals, I know, but that's one of them. Seems achievable, right? Seems within my means. Watching a thing is a easy goal that I can work towards. Not for any particular reason, not to better myself or to oh. Let's shut up about that tangent. Look what's happened. Infected areas are strictly off limits. Keep out. You idiot, I know. I did it. I've been granted emergency powers. You must have been informed by the governor. I'm Bachelor Dankovsky. Yes, sir, we were, sir. I apologise. Better safe than sorry. Come through. But keep in mind, sir, they're all crazed, mad and insane in there. All three. They're crazed, mad and insane. Possessed. If they attack you, go ahead and run anywhere, but do not kill them. We'll have to intervene and beat you within an inch of your life, for they are innocent and in pain. No, you'll intervene and kill me. I don't think you'll stop within an inch of my life. How are you going to... So they are going to attack me, but not you. How in the world does that work? Well, you is Doc. We did it. We found the worst translated part of Pathologic. We found it. Well, you is Doc. We patrol people have nothing to offer them but a good old blow to the head and won't let them out. They tried to escape. There's no denying that. They did. We taught them a lesson, though. And we're protected, too, thanks to you. Protected? Yes, sir. We've been distributed with them pills among us. Told us 'twas on your orders. Told us they're very much a good remedy to invigorate the body, but bad for the heart. Also, they make it good... They make it so that your blood doesn't curdle no more, but rather fills them veins, making them bursty and thus shabby. What? Am I saying it right? I'm not convinced you are, lad, to be honest with you. You should stop trying to be smart, mate. Just stand guard. Also, can we barter? Ooh. He wants pointy claws and he gives vegetables. Well, I'm down for that. I'm fully down. There we go. What a trade. Yeah, I could eat. I could eat. Just sit and eat a stupid amount of vegetables. Just sit and crunch my way through just a big old, like 4 bags of carrots in front of this bloke. We're not going in there though. Bad things happen in infected areas, and unless I have reason to go in the infected area, I'm not going to risk it. For anyone not familiar with this game yet, don't worry, you will see an infected area in time. It will happen. There's little we can do to avoid them forever, but for the meantime, let's make life as easy on ourselves as possible, shall we? Is the sky starting to lighten a little bit, or is that a little bit of a placebo effect? What's going on here? Feels like that morning is creeping upon me. Which I very much welcome. What? This is the building that I never worked out what it is, right? Yeah, not marked on the map, but it does have like a logo. I mean, I do have a lockpick. I have to admit I'm intrigued. Oh, we're just not allowed to lockpick this, huh? Well, interesting. Maybe one day we'll work out what it is. In the meantime, let's go back to stabbing people. Not that there's a lot of people around to stab right now, having said that. Seems quite a stabbing light vicinity. I guess that's a good thing. Good for the people of the town, at least, if not for my wallet. Something's going on up here. It might just be some guardsmen, yeah, beating some poor infected people to death. Let's witness this, shall we? Let's witness this hate crime. Look, all they're doing is walking around, just trying to live their lives. Admittedly, they've clocked me and they're shambling in my direction, but... These guardsmen, man. Dangerous. Shouldn't be allowed on the streets, if you ask me. Jesus, have they not killed that guy yet? They are being led a merry dance. You did it. Well done, boys. Well done. I hope you're proud of yourself, so you can go back to your wives or your mothers or whoever you happen to live with and explain that yeah, today I beat a man to death for the crime of walking. Ah, Twirine trades for 2 with these boys. Twirine actually wasn't... It was only like 400, right? So... Actually, no, that probably does work out about right. I was thinking maybe I could just buy Twirine and trade it all to these guys for vegetables, and that'll be cheaper than buying food, but I don't think it would be, actually. Ooh. 7. 7. You having a laugh? You having a giggle? You're giggling big time. Big time giggler over here. You think I'm just gonna whip out 7 claws for you? To be fair, I whipped out 15 for that other guy, so... Maybe that's not quite as wild a concept as I'm making it seem. I don't come down here very often. Not super familiar with this part of town. I don't think there's like anything relevant down here. It's just like a row of houses to break into if you're that way inclined. And also a dude to kill. So, you know, that's pretty cool. Gotta be nearly morning now, right? Gotta be. Hard to tell with the rain, but we've got to be creeping towards whatever fun-filled activities are awaiting me on day 3. I think it's nuts that I'm still on day 3, to be honest with you. I think it's crazy. This is episode 9, is it? Kind of expected to be getting through this game at a faster pace, but I guess it just takes a while to do anything in this game. Like, a day is always going to take a bit of time investment. It's always going to be like, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours of gameplay per day, something like that, even if you play perfectly. So... I mean, I guess you can just sleep through the entire day, but then you will just starve to death. So, you know, that's not really a reliable solution, is it? To be fair, in real life, you wouldn't starve to death going 12 days without food. 12 days without water would probably leave you in a bit of a mess, but I don't think that would kill you either. So... I don't know why I can't just sleep for 12 days and reach the end of the game. Oh. That was a dog, I think. Do we save here? We save here just in case. Just in case of dog-based danger. Is that coming for me? You coming for me? But yeah, that's coming for me. Oh no. Okay, good thing I didn't stab it. I mean, I don't know if, like, I'd get something useful for killing a dog. I can't imagine, right? Maybe dog meat, but is that a real thing? Is that a thing you can just have in this game? Can you just consume dog? I've definitely never killed a dog in this game before. I know rats don't drop anything. So I'm assuming dogs don't either. So if I don't have to kill them, I won't. That's my plan. I'm not a fan of killing dogs. I like dogs. Don't like my dog much, but I like most dogs. That's a joke. I'm joking. I love my dog. As long as I don't have to look at him or pay attention to him or be nice to him or... What? Is it not morning yet? 6:55. 9:55. Apparently I read numbers upside down. It's 6:55, so very shortly I'm hoping I'm going to get a letter from someone asking me to do something at 7 o'clock. That's what I'm hedging my bets on right now, because not much else going on right now. I think we're past the point of the day when knife men are going to be spawning, he says optimistically. There we go. It all ends in less than 10 days. That's cool. Day 3, in which the Bachelor is offered to hunt the elusive enemy and evaluate the chances of necrosis. Oh, that sounds fun. I love hunting elusive enemies and evaluating the chances of necrosis. None of those things sound like a dangerous or upsetting or overwhelming way to live at all. Still haven't had a letter from anyone though. Still haven't had any of my good friends in town reach out and make contact. I guess I'll just start heading back over towards Ava and the Canes. See if any of them have anything to say to me. It's either going to be them or Sabarov, but he's the other end of town, so we'll head towards the closer people. It's just good sense, that, right? Although to be fair, I mean, Anna Angel, Lara, what's her face in the poor house. There's lots of people who could potentially have things to say to me. A worrying message from Georgie Kane. Please visit me at the Crucible at your earliest convenience. Another misfortune has befallen us, and again it concerns the person whom you've travelled so far to see. I hope the woes of our family are still of some importance to you. I mean, they're all I've really got to go off right now. The only task laid out before me is to just keep catering to the whims of the Canes, so I might as fucking well, eh? Better than doing nothing. Better than just waiting for the plague to take me. God, I love the jams in this game. The only complaint I have with this game's music is that it's very, there's not much variation in it. There's only like a handful of tracks that play, but the ones that play are very good. If I hadn't already listened to them for like 50 hours, I'd still be really enjoying the I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it, the vibes. What's up, Georgi?
Tell me what you want, and I will tell you who you are.
Very deep. My dear doctor, misfortune is a regular guest in our family home. A new calamity has befallen us. What is it? The house in which Rubin lived and worked has been tainted by infectious mold and fallen prey to the looters. Our messengers searched every nook and cranny. Neither Rubin or Simon's body are in the house. Some of the people that helped to undertake the search are paying a terrible price. They've contracted the sand pest. Well, well, well. You believe me now, don't you? Don't you, Georgie? How would you explain the absence of the body? It appears that once the infection began to spread across the house, Master Rubin decided to remove the body. He must have taken it to some hidden location that he considered safe. However, since we still haven't heard from him, we can only infer that Rubin is dead. The body was stolen, perhaps? True, someone could have stolen the body to force our family into offering ransom for its return. In this case, Rubin's silence and absence might mean that he is in pursuit of the thieves. Well, is there anything I can do for you? Because apparently I'm just your willing slave these days. Please help us recover the body, Doctor. We are already much indebted to you for having identified Simon's killer. It's not your fault that the truth has turned out to be so distressing to us all. I implore you to help Simon and us once more. Find my brother's body. This task is far from trivial. Where do I even start? Someone may have seen something. I believe you made some useful acquaintances in the town slums. Not to mention we have all manner of lowlife here. Could they know something? Speak to my brother Victor. He's all manner of lowlife, and he's also much better than me where the practical side of things is concerned. I'll let you know what I find. I'll have a think about it. Again, don't really, like, it's it's quite interesting all that was going on. I'm being careful with my words here because it's entirely possible that the Bachelor side of things was explained more thoroughly when I was playing Artemy, and I just was too dense to pick up on it. But as far as I know, this is like two parallel, intertwining, but completely separate stories. And what happened to Artemy and what happened to Dankovsky are like completely isolated from each other for the most part. So I'm going to be learning a lot of things about what was going on in the town that I wasn't seeing during the first campaign, which is interesting. Like, it's cool that the game has multiple campaigns, and even though they're the same mechanics in the same area with the same people at the same time, they can still be like completely separate narratively. It's pretty cool. Every hour brings us more trouble. I'm looking for your brother's body, Victor. Do you have any ideas on the subject? And also, why are you like 50 years younger than both of your brothers? How did that happen? I do. If I were you, Olgimpsky's son would be the first person I'd turn to. Young Vlad, nicknamed Sharon. Rubin and he have had some business together. He knows of places where Rubin may have taken the body. Okay, I'll talk to him. Vlad the Younger is a loyal son. He may be cynical, but deep inside he believes in the precepts of vassal ethics. He has no reason to conceal a crime, but he'd never help us, knowing that we are acting against his father's best intentions. And interests, but intentions works too, notwithstanding our respect for each other. I respect such adherence to principles too. Off to young Vlad, who appears to just be the linchpin in everything that happens in this game. Should have learned by now. If something's going down, go talk to young Vlad, and he'll have the skinny, he'll have the scoop for me. Do we stop off with Ava on the way past? Just because we've not well, we have spoken to her today, technically, after midnight, when she asked me to go buy her booze and then decided she didn't want it after all. But yeah, I think maybe we'll just real quick, just see if there's anything else she wants from me. Just real quick. Hello.
Can you feel how rapid my heartbeat is?
No. I want to be of help. I want to be by your side. I'd rather you didn't. The best assistance you can offer is not taking risks. So shut up and stay put. Woman. There is I mean, obviously it's like a period piece. I don't know what time period we're looking at here, but it's obviously like alternate universe Russia in like mid 20th century, I would say, right? I assume. Maybe early 20th century. So, the sort of blatant, overpowering chauvinism that is just constant in this game. Like, the only uses women seem to have in this game is to sit at home and occasionally have a vision. Whereas men are the ones in control of everything, you know, but it's a little bit too close to reality, I think, is the problem. There's not enough fantasy warrior maidens in bikinis, armor-plated bikinis, just running around murdering gorgons and stuff, you know?
Did you hear that? Did it come from inside the well? Or am I getting the jitters?
You're getting the jitters, and also, why do you have a well in your house? How can I help you? Rubens disappeared. His home has been infected and looted. Neither his body nor Simon's was there. Where could he have gone? I don't know. I haven't seen him. Do you suspect Reuben is dead? Well, I do, actually. Well, if neither Reuben nor Simon were in the dead house, that means Reuben has at least attempted to move the keeper's body to another place. Otherwise, we would have to surmise that someone has stolen two infected bodies with peculiarly obscene or obscure purposes, possibly obscene as well. Wouldn't you agree? You're reading my mind. I find it hard to believe that the bodies have been stolen. No madman would ransom it to the Canes and get away alive, and you could never find the kind of blasphemer who would defile it out of sheer malice. Reuben will make himself known soon, you'll see. And still I beg for your assistance. There's no doubt in my mind that you have a theory of your own. Look, Reuben's dealings with our family are our family's business. We value his trust. I don't feel like disclosing the details to you would be the right thing to do, not unless I see that the family would benefit more than it would suffer from that exchange. Do you understand? In all honesty, I don't. I want to settle the dispute between us and the Canes concerning our unwillingness to let emissaries into the termitary. I don't know what the Canes are thinking, but we are not harbouring anything or anyone there that could be of even remotely interest to them, especially to my deeply esteemed fellow Victor. So, why don't you let the inspectors in? First of all, it's dangerous. The rabble is rioting. I've told you about that more than once already. Secondly, Father will not submit to the younger Cane's orders. If this keeps up, we'll be taking orders from his 10-year-old son. Fine, what's your plan? The Canes are hiding something too. They have their own skeleton in the closet, and it's even more unsightly than ours. Our closet is full of our own workers. Theirs is full of people's children. If you can make sure that everything is well inside the polyhedron, then trust me, the termitary is fine too. It's an enclave, a closed chamber. Was the polyhedron closed after the termitary? And it was much closer to the original source of the plague, to Simon Kane. Sounds convincing. I'll inspect the polyhedron and talk to Victor, but I'll ask a favour of you in return. Help me find Simon's body. Try to curb the righteous anger of the judge and the terrible Victor. They seem to have finally decided to harass my father to death. I have no doubt that no matter what he did, it's not his fault. If you do that, I'll gladly assist you. Deal. Deal, deal, deal. Honestly, I'm just intrigued to see the inside of the polyhedron. We did go in there once in the other campaign, and it was very weird, and I kind of want to see what's going on there now. So yeah, the polyhedron is it's an interesting place. Like a weird geometric monstrosity just sort of levitating on the outskirts of town. Apparently built by those two weird architect brothers we were talking to the other day. But they keep the children in it? Is that right? They just put the kids in it? I guess, like, it sort of makes sense to protect them from the sand plague, but it sounds like they were put in there a while ago, and I'm not really sure why. Is it like a school? I don't think there's anyone in there to like teach them. I think it's just kids just in a big box. And why are there so many kids just like wandering the streets if they're all meant to be locked up in the big weird terror fortress? So many questions. Honestly, that's all you get with this game. You don't really get answers. You just get like a vague response that leads to more questions. Just stopping off by Victor on the way there because I don't know, he said we need to speak to Victor, so I don't know if we need to do that first.
Right. Whatever happens in the termitary, it'll be ill-advised to open it now.
See, he doesn't even want to open the termitary. So what's the problem? Every hour brings us more trouble. I come bearing news from the Ogimskis. It has to do with the termitary. Most curious, what is it? Vlad the Younger asked me to tell you the following. The termitary has been closed before the polyhedron was, and there are many witnesses to that. Really, what's he getting at? He has no reason to believe the situation inside the termitary is any different from that inside the tower. Genius. Damn it, alright, so be it. If that's how he's spinning it, then I'm forced to leave him alone for now. You can tell him that. It will only last until we find proof that not everything is in order inside the termitary. Perhaps you might order your son to open the polyhedron so that Ogimski's agents could inspect it. That will give us the right to inspect the termitary. My son has long ceased obeying me. He regards me as the enemy. Only Nina has an influence on him. His beloved sister was someone he might have trusted. But now even Maria can't make him open the polyhedron. And I wouldn't take the risk either. Let the children remain fortified. I'd like to make sure that your confidence is not groundless. My son has now founded a kingdom of his own. There it is, towering above our sinful earth. He wouldn't let anyone into that world, not even his own father. If you're interested to know what's going on there, give it a try. Maria thinks you're a man for whom nothing is impossible. I too have long been interested in what's going on in that place. I guess we'll have a quick word with Maria as well, just in case she has any useful insights when it comes to getting into the polyhedron. Breaking down the external fortress of Khan Kane with his ridiculous name. I will never remember where you are, ever.
Why can't I move on my own?
So that's how it is. Clearly Simon has not reached the end of his earthly path yet. Maria, I need to get into the polyhedron. You cannot. It's off limits, especially to you, since you tend to plunge into the thick of battle. Who knows what you might bring back on your coat? Yes, on Daniel, I admire your courage. If the impression you've made on me is not fallacious, then you belong to the kind of people that the world is running out of. Tell me, what's inside it? Children playing, Bachelor Dankovsky. 1,500 children? 1,500? That's a lot of children. There's a lot of children in there. It's not that big. It's their princedom, and my little brother Caspar, styled Khan, is their uncrowned prince. Oh, Maria's Victor's daughter? I didn't realise that. I thought she was, like, either his sister or his wife or something. I don't know. He's their uncrowned prince. The place is clean. No evil can enter the walls. It would bounce right off them like sun rays. I can see it. 1,500 people. How can a frail stairway support such weight? They are children. That's exactly why adults are not allowed in. The frail stairway wouldn't be able to support the weight for long. Do not worry, the tower has been standing for a long time. It will not collapse unless toppled deliberately and maliciously. It's magical then? Yes, this is actual magic. Doubly so since it obeys human will. That's impossible. Miracles are always short-lived, sadly. Not an hour goes by without me shuddering at the thought of the omnipresent evil creeping into the specular fortress of the polyhedron, but I'm watching the situation there closely. Trusting neither my gift nor my intuition, I get hourly updates from Khan. I'd like to talk to your brother. Alright, climb the tower. Khan will confirm that I'm right. I appreciate your trust. I won't let you down. We're gonna go speak to Khan. Or Casper, apparently his real name is, which is still a bit silly because it's still KK. In fact, if you were to call him like Casper quotations Khan Kane, then his initials would be KKK. And suddenly I'm less willing to trust this lad. Suddenly there's something about him that's it's a little bit off-putting to me. I can't quite put my finger on it. But something about that name, you know. God, I forgot how much of a fucking climb it is to get up here. I love the camera vibration as we judder our way up the stairs as well. Proper early 2000s bullshit that is, isn't it? 3D games definitely still in their infancy at this point, unfortunately. To be fair, it is mad how rapidly video gaming just plunged into the realm of 3D and just sort of, like, it had been working on the concept of 2D games and sort of honing it and refining it for decades, and then 3D came along and everyone was just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll just try something with this. We'll just try something like with this. Let's give everyone tank controls and no camera movement whatsoever. That would be brilliant, yeah. I love my 90s retro games, don't get me wrong, but some of them are fucking unplayable today. You're not Khan. You can't go inside or else the tower will topple. I'm a friend of the Kanes, I've come to see Khan. You're in luck then. Khan has left the facets to mourn his grandfather. Come in, but don't try and get inside. What? Come in, but don't try to get inside. Alright, you really don't want us all to perish, do you? I really don't. Where are these 1,500 kids then, Khan? Where are they? I count 4. Oh, hang on, I'm having a bit of an accident, having a bit of a moment. I do like your tartan shorts though, they're very cool.
It will be as I say.
Alright. Adults are not allowed in here, it can topple the tower. Common sense suggests otherwise. The tower does not abide by the laws of common sense. We have different laws here. Perhaps we ought to get acquainted. My name is Caspar. I'm son to Victor and Nina, the youngest of the Kanes. Now you name yourself. Bachelor Dankovsky. Are you a friend of our family? At least that's what your relatives think.
Yeah?
You wanted to speak to me? I'm listening. I need to examine this structure. No guest. That is impossible. We don't trust grown-ups. We can't allow the corruption to get inside. That's why we risk our lives guarding this place. Perhaps the pains we're taking will be convincing enough proof for you. Who are you guarding the tower from? You. Your doppelgangers. Everyone who comes from across the river. I don't have any doppelgangers. You do. 2 of them. Also endeavouring to save humanity. At least that's what they say. Every word they utter mirrors yours. And so far, they've caused nothing but harm. What kind of harm? Our salvation lies in repose and silence. Our town must stay still now. Freeze, like someone who stirred up a nest of venomous snakes. Then the disease will abate and burn up in its own flames. I was told these were your words. Were they? Close enough, but what do my doppelgangers have to do with anything? They make people uneasy. It's because of them that no one stays put. Disturbed by the Haruspex' actions and the changeling's balmy preaching, people start fussing and end up laying their lives upon the altar of the common good. We children will not listen to you. Why? What did I do to lose the trust of the children? I'm protecting our world. We are doing just fine without you. We can handle this plague even if it spells the end of the world. You want to check that this place is clean? Then have a look around. It is clean, I promise you. But I won't let you in, wise bachelor. No offence. So we're not in now? I'm really confused. I guess there's another layer. This is like the entryway or something. More allegories. It looks like it runs in the family. God, that's a lot of words. Child speaks like a grown man. He speaks like a fucking character in a 1800s novel or something. Like, he doesn't even speak like a normal human being, but then, to be fair, no one in this game does. His manner leaves an impression. Could it be that Ogimsky is right? If the Termitary is protected from any external influence as diligently as this tower is, I can exclude both buildings from my inquiry. For now. Alright, take me out of here, bud. Is this not how I leave? I thought I spoke to this guy to leave. Help, I can't get out.
The worst lies ahead.
There's nothing too astonishing. The tower has been standing here for more than a decade. Nothing astonishes me anymore. How do I leave? This thing? Help. 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 They're keeping me here forever.
What else should one do?
Unbelievable. Oh, okay. I guess I had a time limit and I extended it. You can't go inside or else the tower will topple. You think this is funny? Do you think this is a laugh? Are you chuckling at me, you big weirdo? Very weird how there's like blueprints for the tower on the tower. I think I mentioned this before, to be fair. I remember going on a tangent about having maps engraved in the floor or something. Just one of those stupid fucking things that comes out of my mouth when I've got nothing else to say on the subject, you know. It's, yeah, okay. Alright. So yeah, the kids have basically built their own fortress. The Dogheads being the guardians of that, fair enough. I understand. And they are separated from the rest of the town by a river, even if their home wasn't in like a parallel universe inside a weird, precariously balanced tower. So they seem pretty safe. They seem pretty good. The Termitary, on the other hand, is just a building. Like, there's no... I mean, there probably is mystical shit going on with it, but it's clearly not as obviously weird and magical, right? It's just a building with some dudes in it, so I don't know. I was looking for one of these girls because... Hey, not her then. Not her for sure. But I'm looking for one of those girls because I think I can barter bullets out of them, and then I might as well, realistically. How much is a knife worth to this guy? It's worth way more than that to a shopkeeper, so no. I might just, like, trade 2 stopwatches for 3 Meridorm, because that seems like a pretty fucking good trade. Realistically, I don't think I'm ever going to need to... And this might be slightly over-positive thinking on my part, but I don't think I'm ever going to need to actually buy medical supplies from shops and I can just use all my money for food, because it seems like the stuff you can trade for kids is fairly easy to get, and you can just get Meridorm and Alpha tablets forever from those guys. The only real issue is going to be dealing with infection once that starts creeping up. That's why I'm trying to stay away from infected zones, because I don't want my infection to get out of hand, because I don't think I can deal with it yet. I know you can buy stuff rarely and expensively from shopkeepers to lower your plague. Obviously I've got the Schmauder, but I'm trying to keep that for other uses. And the way I dealt with it in Artemis' campaign was I brewed my own infection cures, but I don't think good old Bachelor Dankovsky's capable of that, so yeah, I'm just being very cautious. Okay, this guy will give me a bullet for a claw. I think the claws are being better. The claws are better used trading for food with the guards, and all these trade to Schmauder kids, so young boys still useless. The sort of teenage girls though, I think they're the ones we're going to get our bullet supply from. I think. That's the plan anyway. And you know what they say about the best laid plans of mice and men? They gang aft agley, because I think it was written by a Scot. Or certainly someone who used some seriously old world English anyway.
Who lives
Sounds
without
Scottish,
folly is not so wise as he thinks.
I've managed to settle the matter. Victor will no longer insist on inspecting the termitary. I'll keep my word. Honouring the venerable Simon's remains is our mutual goal. We are bound by the same grief. There's a ripper, perhaps even more than one, on the loose in the knots. I think they're runaway butchers. Runaway butchers? Or those few who were unlucky enough to find themselves outside when the termitary was blocked off. Now they're hiding in town. I believe they're stealing the dead to use their bodies for divination. They have their own future-telling techniques. Still, what does Reuben have to do with this? I'm convinced that it was the people who stole these people who stole the body from him. Are you interested in finding out where they could have taken it? Absolutely. To be honest, I'm not sure myself. One curious young man managed to trace their path. It seems that they've been carrying the dead to the Spleen district. I'll mark the house on your map. Thank you. That's the Spleen district, is it? I might actually remember that name. I know all the districts. I know one of them is called Earth. Like, they've all got their own names, but I don't really remember which is which or what they're all called. But the Spleen district sticks out to me. That's a memorable one. Okay, I will take a revolver bullet in exchange for... Fuck, all of this is worth more than one, isn't it? All of this is worth way more than one. I'm not giving her needles, so we will not take a revolver bullet, because I will not get swindled by a young girl. I will do fair trades, and fair trades only, where we both benefit. I get the power to murder people with a gun, and you get a nice jingly, jangly piece of jewellery to really brighten up and accentuate your outfit. It's like the sort of trade that the colonists made with the Native Americans. Oh, look at these shiny beads. Rifle ammo. Can you have like more than one bullet for sale? That would be really useful. So I can like trade for a few of them at a time. That would be really, really cool. Got my eyes peeled for another little creepy girl, because I know I have enough for another schmouder should I stumble across one. They seemed to be everywhere yesterday, but they're in somewhat more limited supply today, apparently. Ooh. I mean, it's 5 for a lockpick, but honestly, still the most useful thing I can trade from this girl, so might as well, right? Oh, actually, hang on, I can be smart about this. If I give her 2 silver rings, I can get a lockpick and the revolver ammo, right? Wow, that's some good maths. Well done, Joe. Proud of myself with that one. I managed to add 3 and 3 and get the same as 5 and 1. We are getting close to wrapping up time here, but I would quite like to reach this house in question. We'll probably save outside it and explore it tomorrow. Tomorrow? Probably not tomorrow. Probably Monday. Probably Monday. Nope, not interested, sorry. Check the bins, Joe, come on. Always check the bins. Always check the young girls. Always check everything. I don't know if it's worth trading for bullets for a gun I don't have yet. I don't know if they'd sell better than the things I'm trading them for, or if, like, it's worth holding on just in case I do find the gun in question. I don't know. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. He needs 5. We can do 5, right? Something here's worth 5. Yeah, a stopwatch and a razor. Take all that. Thank you. Trading is such a powerful mechanic that I just completely ignored in the previous playthrough. Holy shit. Anyway, we're gonna wrap up here. I will see you for more of this. Yeah, Monday seems likely. Monday seems likely. Bye for now.